Well, hello to all you shooters and reloaders out there. Fortune Cookie 45 LC coming to you from the Hot Lead Zone. And all the flap that's happened in the last 2-3 weeks really has forced our hand. We have to think about going on to other platforms. And so that's the purpose of this video, is to announce that I am going on to other platforms. No choice. As you know, I don't like to do things I like to do things a little differently, give you a lot of variety and a lot of different looks and views of things and new information and this kind of thing. Do things in a new, fresh way, and that's what I'm hoping to do with this. But anyway, Patreon. We've got to go over there with full 30s right now, and when they get more versatility and flexibility with a platform, we'll probably wind up over there. But I've gone ahead and gone on to Vimeo. With Vimeo, you can go over there and you can see a lot of the videos that were popular on my channel in the past, and I've posted them over there because I might not be on YouTube after they hit a deadline and they're liable to strike my channel down. I want to stay on YouTube because all you viewers out there who are used to seeing the Hot Lead Zone, I want to stay on that and give you as much video there as YouTube will allow. In other words, if it's not prohibited, I can do things over there. I'll still do YouTube for all of you viewers out there who like the Hot Lead Zone on YouTube. Now, I know that on YouTube in the past, you've seen me put out as many as 6 videos in a weekend. And we're used to that kind of output, right? But in the future with YouTube, I'll have to diminish that to less and reserve the quantity and quality of production for Patreon. Because my father always told me that when it comes to customers, you want to give them the most value that you can. And that's something that I've always gone by. Well, I know you've got a lot of great stories about your fathers, but let me tell you a little bit about mine. And the reason why is because there's some interfacing with recent videos that I've done also. But anyway, my father was a butcher, ran a grocery store in Emeryville, California, and walking distance from the martial arts studio of Bruce Lee. But we didn't know he was going to be famous in those days. Otherwise, we would have spent more time over there. Well, one of our customers was Jack LaLanne. You know Jack LaLanne, the exercise guy. He'd come in, I'd see him on TV, and then he'd be coming into the store. My father knew his customers so well that he had the cut of meat even before they were asking for it. So he took care of his customers, and the store did very well because in those days, all the people bought their groceries from mom and pop grocery stores that were sprinkled all across the face of this country. But along came big business, and they decided that they wanted to take over the grocery industry in the United States. So what they did was they created their own deals with producers, and they had their own distribution systems, and so they could undercut the pricing of all the mom and pop stores, and they created these big stores called Lucky's and Safeways. And basically systematically took over the whole industry and drove all the mom and pop stores out of business. And so when I say that big business hasn't got a heart, that's because I lived through that. Now, however, do I hate big business? Do I hate America? No, not at all. Am I in danger of driving a long distance and shooting up the headquarters of Safeway and Lucky because I don't like what they did? No, of course not. We don't do things like that. But those kind of things are happening. Another story. Enough of this. Let's go on. Patreon. So my strategic plan is to give you as much value as I can give, and also to present new and different information that you won't see on other videos. I think you've come to appreciate that in the past. We're going to do more of that in the future. So, you know, the Hot Lead Zone is kind of like the Force. It's everywhere, and it's everywhere where shooters celebrate shooting, and celebrate the joy of discovery and the tremendous amount of pleasure and satisfaction that can be derived from shooting. That's the hot lead zone. It also includes competition shooting and all of this. Well, the zone is a big place. And we need to have transportation in the zone. So that's where the Hot Lead Zone Express came in. And that's a train. And the train has all these cars. And we can be in any of the cars. The cars will be like handguns, rifles, shotguns, reloading, bullet casting. All these are different cars on the Hot Lead Zone Express. And of course, the Hot Lead Zone Express has a lot of destinations. And every destination we go to, there's a video. So that's where we might stop at Handgun Gulch or Reloading Ridge or the range. All of these kind of things. The open range. So anyway, that's where the videos come in. So what we're going to accomplish on our Patreon site is the addition of a new car to the Hot Lead Zone Express. And this car is going to be called the Three Circles car. And the riders are going to be Three Circles members. And the benefits and rewards of being a Three Circles member in the Three Circles car is that you'll have levels of support whereby video presentation of exclusive content will be yours, and we're going to have more than you expect. Surprise bonus videos and even extra bonus videos. We'll do as many as we can. We're going to also have more immediate response and replies to your questions and comments. I'm excited at the possibilities, and the more support I get, the more I'll be reinvesting into the site to increase the content quality and go from there. Now, of course, I've got to take a little bit of time and explain the three circles to you, and this requires a diagram. So here you see the three circles, and nothing new here. This has been used before for the Trinity. So here's everything in the shooting sports all broken down to a diagram, and this applies to all the shooters. It applies to an individual shooter. So you have a shooter, his or her guns, his or her ammo, and for instance, if you turn this thing, all the guns will roll up, so that what happens is you might roll a bolt action rifle into here and then roll this, and the ammo will join it, the shooter joins it, and this is where we shoot, whether it's in the hunting field or at the range or on the open range. And for all the shooters in the United States, and you have the gun manufacturers, you have all the ammo makers, you have your component makers, you have buying ammo, you have reloading ammo, casting bullets right here. You have going to the gun store here and making purchases, and where it all comes together is in the shooting ranges and in the open ranges in the United States across this country. This is historic. It has its origins in the colonial days in the United States all the way to the present. Now, of course, this is also a diagram of the United States of America and the freedoms that the people wanted when they came over here and created this country in the first place. Getting away from tyranny, having the rights of freedom of religion, speech, the Second Amendment, the right to bear arms. All of this is in this diagram. Now, of course, in this diagram, we're talking about basic rights, such as the right to self-defense. But it goes back even more than that, to the basic right of survival. Now, you know, a raw person has very little chance in the wild. But because we can do this, and we have this, we can make tools to help our survival. Because without tools, just being a raw person, even a medium-sized dog can kill a man. Even the strongest man, take two medium-sized dogs, very little chance to survive an attack. That's why big bears run from dogs. But with tools like this, we can survive, we can defend ourselves. These are basic rights that are in this diagram. And unfortunately, this diagram is also a chart of the struggles today over the Second Amendment. Now, you know we don't get into politics on this channel because there's very little celebration and joy in politics. But you can see how the attacks are happening to all the areas. Like, for instance, you see the attempt to ban guns, certain guns or whatever. So, see this butcher knife? My dad would be proud of me. But if you try and cut the diagram right here, that's the banning of guns. You want to affect the shooters, you ban some shooters. You call some of them unfit to have guns and you ban them. You do background checks and you do all the registration, all of that is an attempt to hit the shooters. And then ammo, cop killer bullets, and then you have armor piercing bullets, ban those, and restrictions on how much, and background checks on the purchase of ammo. All of this is to attack the ammo, to attack how the ammo might be able to interface with the shooters and guns. So all of this is a chart of every aspect where the attack can come from, and we need to look at that also to best defend the Second Amendment from all the attacks coming from it. So this is the three circles and the concept behind the three circles car, and all the videos we're going to generate, all the discussion we're going to generate in the three circles car will be all into this, is all covered in this. So shooters and reloaders, I invite you to follow me over to the Patreon site and check it out and support as you can the various levels. Look at the rewards, but understand that the rewards and benefits is I'm going to give you more than you expect. So I'm very excited over the possibilities of the Three Circles car and looking forward to working with you on this to grow the site and drive the Hot Lead Zone Express to a beautiful sunset and sunrise. Bye for now.